Hey, welcome to another episode of Business Mojo and Margaritas, where I get all up in your business in 20 minutes or less. I am Suzanne Proksa, your host, business strategist and coach for female entrepreneurs, and my jams just happen to be client attraction and marketing. So let's not delay any further. Let's dive in. Hey, beautiful people. So I am pumped up again today because this is seriously one of those inspired podcasts. Like, I am so tired of going online and seeing the same shiznit over and over and over and over again. You guys, listen. My jam is client attraction and creative marketing. I work with women who sell services and I work with women who sell products. I've done them both myself and I am freaking good at it. And it drives me absolutely freaking crazy to see people still selling this Cracker Jack paint by number stuff and people accepting that because we're so afraid to step outside of the box. Because if Lucy Lou Fancy Pants made $1 million doing this thing that worked 3 years ago, then surely it's going to work for you. But here's the deal. This is why I'm so excited about this episode today. I'm going to talk to you about the secret to sales. And the secret is to stop selling. Stop it. Cut it out. And some of you are going to be relieved to hear that because sales sometimes is like poking your eyeballs out or doing just anything that's awful. Anything. Just think of something gross, right? So, I cleaned my pond today. You want to talk about disgusting? There you go. Algae under the fingernails is no joke, y'all. Not at all. So, it worked. That's great. But here's the deal. It's been taught so much that everybody knows what you're doing if you're using these old techniques. Now those old techniques have become slimy. Think about it. Just think about it. When you land on certain things or you see certain things, you know exactly what people are doing. Okay? You know. And so it's not as effective anymore. You guys, don't be afraid to be creative. Creativity is my jam, and for whatever freaking reason, for a very lengthy amount of time, up until 6 months ago, no joke, I was hiding it, worried about it. Like I am actually looking at some of the stuff that I've created in the past, and I'm actually going to completely redo it because I just don't believe in it anymore. Because everybody knows if you do this, and this, they're just heading through your funnel, and eventually you're going to sell to them, and they're going to unsubscribe or just not open it, blah, 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 right? Girl, you know what I'm talking about because you've done it. You've done it. You've signed up for the thing, and 3 emails in, you're like, okay, I've gotten the value out of it. Now they're going to start selling. Peace out. I'm out of here. And now with the GDPR, people can just sign up for the freebie and say, F it to your list if they don't check the additional boxes that hopefully you've put in place. All right, so let's talk about this. Secret to sales in for the love of God, stop selling. So first of all, this whole, you know what, copy is important. I still teach copy and how to talk to people and all of that. It is important, but it needs to be done in a different manner. You need to remember that you are not talking to a freaking computer or a robot, all right? Next up is landing pages. They have become painfully complicated. I was blessed, very blessed, because I was paying for a program with $1 million coach. I was blessed to have an appointment with a copywriter. who is very well known and very amazing and has a book and everything on his whole formula. And he taught me how to do his stuff and everything, and told me, oh yeah, he looked over my page, it was great, blah, blah, blah. Some of the wording for me, I was just like, this really isn't me. He's like, oh yeah, but this works. And so I did it. Listen, you guys, think about this a hot second and then reflect back and ask yourself this question again. When you go to a landing page, do you want to see something more basic that gets you to the bottom line? Or do you want to scroll through, let's be real here these days, 8 sections or more of information trying to sell to you using your language? Let's be honest with ourselves. The vast majority of us don't have time for that shit. And I'm sorry, a lot of people may not want to admit it, and it certainly isn't the way that we are supposed to manifest our desires, and it's not the way we're supposed to put ourselves out there. But the reality is that a lot of people just are trying to get to the bottom line to see the price, and then they're going to look at the rest. Because the reality is, there actually are people out there who can't afford it. There's absolutely nothing else they can sell. Their credit is shit, and they really, truly can't get money from anywhere. I don't care what anybody says. I've been there, and it happens. Is it possible that I can't afford it really can? Oh, hell yes. It's so funny. I have an explicit thing on my podcast, and I still try not to swear. So this is me trying to be good. So you guys, there are people out there who say they can't afford it. I see them every damn day. And then all of a sudden they sign on with somebody else, or they're posting their freaking boat or their cars or their fancy ass nails or their new bag or whatever it is. They can afford it. Their priorities aren't straight. Okay. So that happens. But there's other things, mindset issues. People don't believe in themselves. They don't think they're going to get their results. The problem is, if they worked with the coach, they would get the results. And that's like, I want to tell people, but I'm not that person, because it just feels really asshole-ish. But I have women who are like, oh, I can't afford to work with you yet. And I'm thinking to myself, lady, you sign up for this, find the first month, get yourself on a payment plan, do the work, put on a freaking credit card. Whatever, PayPal credit gives credit to everybody. It's crazy. But the month 2 or 3, you're going to be easily making that money, because you're going to believe in yourself, and it makes a big difference. You're going to have the clarity and believe in yourself, etc. So it's just a vicious cycle. So that does happen. But the reality is, my whole point again is, people are going to the bottom line. Okay, so those landing pages can sometimes be a disservice. Oh my God, the posting 100 billion times in Facebook. Lord have mercy, child. I just slumped down in my chair just thinking about it. Like, please, just no. I do it to an extent, but it's not the secret, okay? For some people, they're going to say, yeah, that's how I made all this money. And you know what? They probably did. They probably did it at a time where that worked. It still does work. But listen, I market on Facebook, and to get the kind of traction that some of these people are getting, you really do have to have the time. You do. And if you're a woman who is working that 9 to 5, I'm all about making time and not making excuses. But the fact of the matter is that I am also a certified health coach on top of being a business coach. And you need your sleep, you need your rest, and you need to take care of your family, and you need to eat properly. And those are priority. Okay? Because if you don't do that, you're going to burn out, your business is going to go to shit, and you're going to hate your business. So you have to find a balance, and that balance probably isn't going to include that amount of time on Facebook interacting with people. So you're going to have to figure out a half hour to an hour a day if you're in that situation where you can do that. But give yourself a break because, again, Lucy Lou Fancy Pants, she can be on there for 4 hours a day or check in 20 times a day and be super active and engaging. You can't do that until you quit your 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you've got going on. You know, it's just not humanly possible without making yourself horribly sick or getting fired from your job because your ass is on Facebook all day and you get caught. So, Pinterest, Instagram, all that business, okay? So here's the deal. Here's 5 things for you as far as the secret to sales, okay? Number 1, and these are in no particular order, although I do have one that I'm going to put massive emphasis on. Get clear, okay? You have got to be clear on what you're doing, what you offer, and who it's for, and your descriptions and everything better show that clarity, okay? You cannot help everybody, and you don't need to. There is enough out there for everybody. I know you've heard this before, but it's true, okay? Is it possible to get too niche down? Some people are going to tell you no just because that's what they're selling. I have to say yes, I think it is possible to get too niche down depending on what it is that you're doing. So, but intuition is going to tell you. It really is. So you need to listen to that. If you're not good at listening to that intuition, I highly suggest you get yourself working with a coach or work with somebody like Catherine Massell who can help you do that. Okay. Yeah, shout out to her. She's amazeballs. Number 2, listen to people. Listen to what they're asking for. Not only what they're asking for, but you've got to observe actions. People will say, oh, I need this thing and that thing and blah, 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 blah. I need help with this. And then you post something in your group about show us your help statement and you realize they're not clear. They have no idea how to write an I help statement to tell people what they do. You know, they've got all these other things, or if it's health related, you know, they're like, oh, I need to lose weight. But then all of a sudden they're talking about energy and this and that and stuff like that, okay? You need to listen to people. And part of the problem is we get so damn excited, like I did when I was a health coach, about all the things that we know and that we can teach people and we can save them, whether it be business, health, or a product we're selling or whatever, that we forget to listen. Okay, listening is key for humans. So listen in. Number 3, I cannot express this enough, be 100% you. Okay? One of my clients, bless her heart, was holding back because quite frankly, she is completely out there. Her personality is boom. You know she's online. You know she's in the room. I can relate because I am the same way. I am an introvert with extrovert tendencies, like a lot of them. Like when I'm doing this, I am an extrovert. I freaking dig it. All right? So I used to be terrified to be myself, to talk like I normally do. You know what? I say y'all in real life. I did not grow up down south, and now I'm just embracing it and talking like me. And sometimes that involves some language or whatever else, but you have to embrace being 100% you because it is so much more polarizing than this want that I used to do when I was a health coach reading notes. Oh my gosh, you guys. I deleted the evidence. It does not exist anymore. So don't even try to find it. Actually, if you're Google savvy, it's probably out there somewhere in infinity, knowing my luck. Number 4, embrace and accept your gifts. You know, this seems like a no-brainer, but women have a terrible time embracing what their mama gave them, okay? You are talented. You got into whatever you're doing because you are a badass. You need to work every single freaking day to embrace and accept that. Because how does this relate to sales? Here's how it relates to sales. If you do not embrace that, if you do not accept your gifts, if you do not feel deep down that you can truly help somebody or that your program or service or package or product has merit, you will not put it out there, or you will not put it out there confidently, and they will smell that. They will smell that like a dog smells peanut butter. For real. All right? So you need to believe in what you're putting out there. And for me, personally, client attraction and creative marketing, I am like, girl, I would double my prices again today and still feel worthy. Okay? So you need to figure out what your thing is that you feel that way about. And then last, granted there are more things in this, but the last thing I want to leave you with today is this is powerful. We are so flipping busy, this is going to be funny, listening to podcasts, okay? Keep listening to this one because I'm legit. But listening to podcasts, reading books, Googling, trying to figure out how to do things perfectly, that we have forgotten that this is not a freaking game. We are talking to people, and a lot of us are marketing to women, and women are damn smart and intuitive, and they just want to know how it's going to help them and what the bottom line is. All right? They're less focused on the how at first than they are on what exactly am I getting out of this, because if you don't tell me quickly, I'm freaking out of here. Okay? So wait for it. Write this down. This is mine. This is a Suzanneism. Put yourself in their shoes. Put this on your freaking computer monitor. Put yourself in their shoes. If you were them, would they buy from you? I asked this question. That is my question. All right? If you were them, would you buy from you? What can you put out there that would be something that you would buy from you? Give them a reason to buy from you. Put yourself in their shoes. Okay, I've had to do some tough love with myself over time because I can't be online 20 hours a day like some of these people, and I won't do that to my health. Hustle is not a cool word to me. I don't think it's funny. It's not good for anybody, especially somebody like me with chronic illness. Okay? Put yourself in their shoes. Okay? The tough love for me was that I had to really take a solid look at what I was putting out there and what I wasn't doing. So what I was and wasn't doing, and I had to say to myself, if I were observing me from the outside, would I buy from me? And the hard answer to every single question I asked myself was no. And this was recent. This was not that long ago. I am so incredibly smart. I know my shit. I can get people significant results, but I was posting this piddly little crap. I wasn't taking advantage of showing what I know on my podcast like I am now. I wasn't doing guest spots. I wasn't writing articles. I wasn't taking advantage of my blog. I was having conversations in my group, but they weren't meaningful. I was answering questions just to get them answered, so it looked like I was having conversation. Quick, brief. Nobody. Why would anybody buy from me? Why? There was absolutely no reason for them to think that I actually knew my shit or to know who I was as a person like they do now, because I actually talk to them and I post things about my life and we have discussions. All right? Put yourself in their shoes. Okay, that is my closing thought for today. I believe I have probably gone over the 20 minutes today, but I think with the value bombs I shared, I think you guys will forgive me for today. So, would love to see you in my Facebook group for female entrepreneurs. I want action takers only in that group. If you are somebody who likes to give a lot of excuses, it's not going to be the group for you. But if you are a badass who seriously has one hell of a why and you're going to do anything that it takes to make it work, I would love to have you. Hop on over to fempreneurs.biz. That will take you to the group. Make sure you answer the first 2 questions, and then if you would like to join my Sue's crew, answer the 3rd question with your email, and we will get you on the list. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. I'm so glad you decided to roll with me yet again. Hey, if you loved it, please give me a rating and some little comments on iTunes. And hey, if you're thinking that working together with my crazy self sounds like a fantastic idea, hunt me down, SuzanneProksa.com. That K is before the S. You can find all of my coaching information, my blog, my courses, all of the things, all right in one spot. And with that, I will see you in the next episode, gorgeous.